Temperature extremes, hot and cold, are a reality of working in construction. When an injury or an illness, like those experienced during prolonged heat stress for instance, is extensive enough, that victim might go into shock or suffer a stroke. Look, even emotional extremes can cause a person to go into shock. Shocks and strokes of all types are life-threatening. So any care you provide will be done after calling 911 and awaiting the arrival of medical personnel. Signs of shock include cold, clammy skin, paleness, nausea. Sometimes it's accompanied by vomiting, shallow breathing, chills, and confusion. Elevating the victim's legs, providing them with hydrating fluids if their injury safely permits it, and covering them up to keep them warm are all appropriate interventions. The treatment of hypothermia also includes covering the victim after gentle removal of any wet clothing. It might be readily apparent based on the situation that a victim's likely suffering from hypothermia, but common symptoms include trouble speaking, confusion, and poor coordination. They should be elevated off of cold surfaces and out of cold environments if possible. All movements, though, should be controlled to avoid sending them into cardiac arrest. If you've got conscious victims, give them warm, hydrating fluids. Apply warm, dry compresses, but only to the neck, chest, or groin areas. Direct heat should be avoided to prevent damage to their skin or sending them into shock. A related condition's frostbite. The treatment of frostbite involves removal from the cold environment, followed by then giving the affected area time to soak in water that's at or a few degrees above normal body temperature. Soaking should be given time, say about 25 minutes. Or for small areas, skin-to-skin contact. As always, the area should not be rubbed, and dry heat should be avoided. Very gently place cloth wads or cotton balls between fingers or toes after they've been warmed, and then loosely wrap those extremities. That'll help. On the opposite temperature extreme is a heat stroke. Heat stroke's the most dangerous heat-related illness. A person who's experiencing heat stroke's going to exhibit signs of confusion or disorientation. As with a typical stroke, slurred speech and seizures are common symptoms. The body's reached a point where it can no longer self-regulate, so body temperature rises pretty dramatically. The skin often becomes hot and dry, and that victim might even lose consciousness. What if you cover a person who's experiencing heat stroke? Not advised, bad idea. Instead, carefully move them to a cool area, provide them with hydrating fluids if they're conscious. When the situation safely allows for it, have them partially submerged in a cool tub of water or taking a cold shower, that's preferable. A sponge bath, fan, cool mist, damp cloths, or any other source of cool water are also acceptable. Avoid direct application of extremely cold water or ice packs. Medical ice packs can be applied to the neck, underarms, and groin areas. None of these situations should be a surprise. You usually know if you're working in extremes, which means you can conduct ahead of time a job safety analysis and be prepared.